But a lot of people don't know that there's none like him. So this song was to enhance and empower that person who does know to share it with others. The one above all others, none like him. His word don't shake back forth, no, none like him. My Father, yes, Redeemer, none like him, none like him. He is Lord, he is Lord. He has risen from the dead, and he is Lord. Every knee shall bow, and every tongue confess Jesus Christ, none like him. My God, he never fails, oh, none like him. His word don't shake back forth, no, none like him. My Father, yes, Redeemer, none like him, none like him.
More music variety on Power Ace Radio.
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of PAR Meet the Artist. So welcome to Power Ace Radio. My name is Pali. I'll be the host of the show. And today I have a special guest with us. And without saying too much, let me get my guest to introduce yourself, please. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. We know you're an artist, but hey, tell us what you do, please.
Okay, so I am Muriel, and I am outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and well, actually in the suburb area. And I am a pediatric therapist. That's why you see all these. And I have an outreach program where I give away sensory baskets to children, primarily 1 to 5 years old. My population I work for is from 0 to 3 years old, is primarily my population with developmental disabilities. So they may have been premature, they may have feeding disorders, they may have movement disorders and things like it, Down syndrome. So that is the population I work for or work with through my own company. Music is sort of like my outlet, my passion. I've been singing all my life, and now I write song lyrics and develop them into the songs that you get to hear or go and download at murielmusics.com. And on all platforms, look for Muriel.
That is really great. That's a great intro. And from there are quite a few questions that came from there. So I think we'll start from where you started. So you are a pediatric nurse. So you work with children, like early age children, right?
I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. And so what OT to do as a therapist, we look at all areas of development. Primarily, I'm called for if they have what you call sensory disorder, where they have a problem understanding what's happening in their environment and what's happening in their body and how to relate the two to actually function. And this can happen from birth, where the baby just don't know how to respond to what's going on with them, to mama, to how to move their body. And so we start there. We like to get them as early as possible. I've had babies as early as 1 month old
Wow.
who could not latch on to a bottle and screamed and cried all the time. And so it's really hard for a caretaker to have a baby like that.
Wow. That is really, really commendable, because some of these things, I think us normal folks don't really think too much about it. You know, we a lot of the time we don't know how blessed we are to be, functioning, and everything just works as normal. It's so well done to you. And so this you're doing through your own, so you have your own company that you then work with a bigger organization with, right?
Yeah, I contract with the state early
Ah,
intervention program. Yes. And
perfect.
it is beautiful to see a baby that starts out in a family, the family itself, whatever family structure it is, whether it's foster care or grandmother or granddaddy, daddy, mommy, and to actually see them go through the stages where the baby transform into understanding everything and being able to function and play and laugh and eat and just do what they're supposed to do as a child, which is play and be happy. And to see them transform into that, where actually the caretaker is happy too, because it's stressful having a baby that's not doing well. And that is my delight, to run in Walmart and see a baby and the parent or caretaker say, Muriel, look at her. And I'll be like, she's
Wow, that is really, really, really amazing. I'm sure there's a lot of positive stories from that. And yeah, we could just have an interview just on that subject only.
doing, yeah.
But, that's not necessarily why we're here. So let's go into the next follow-on question as to the next bit that you do.
Okay.
So music as is this as an escape from, because I could imagine how stressful that job could be. Is this as an escape from that, or is this something you've been doing all this while anyway? You just did both of them, at the same time.
So I've been writing, I started out as a poetry. And poetry turned into songs because I heard them when I was little. I've been singing in a choir since I was probably 9, 10. And so then I was like, I want to write songs, so I want to develop this. But I started out really a lot in poetry. And then I learned how to turn those lyrics, those poetic lyrics, into song lyrics. And it is the process, it is a difference. And then I learned how to play and develop what I hear in my mind and convert it into song, into notes and chords. Now I'm not a pianist, but I can get my message of how I want the song across.
Yeah, because I think that's what most of us don't understand, that you can write lyrics. Writing lyrics, well, I won't say it's easy, but I think it's, you can get something to write. You can write a story, or being able to convert that to a melody that actually goes, and what you've written fits between those bars.
Yes.
That is, because I have tried, don't get me wrong, I have tried, but yeah, it's you can write it, but to get it to fit into music is a completely different skill. So I suppose that goes into my next question. How do you go through that process? How do you, you write your own song, it's not that you have the melody for it already, or do you have the melody for it and then write to it? How do you do your music?
Mine's come in different ways, but primarily because I drive to some of my children's home as well as do virtual. But as I'm driving, I'll get like a melody in my head. And then I'm like, oh Lord, I don't want to lose it. So I find I find the record on my phone because, as easy as it comes, it can go away from you. And then I start singing it or I start humming it to save it. And most times I get my hook or my chorus first.
Mm.
Now I've written, I've been in like some what we call co-writes, and I've been in workshops where I ask people, and you would be surprised that some people don't get it that way. Some people get it where they actually get the verse first, or they only get the music first and then everything else. So it depends on the artist or the singer or the songwriter. If the singer writes their own lyrics, then to see how they get their song first. Now, I have experimented with different avenues just to kind of see. And so I can like come up with a song once I hear a rhythm.
Mm. Mm.
And so I have done that a couple of times, but most times I write from my chorus, what I got in my head. And that's just Muriel's way.
Got you. And as you said, different people, different ways of kind of receiving music, as they call it. I it's I suppose it's not my talent, so I don't receive any. So, but like I could imagine. Well, so going into this the music that I first heard, so it's called "None Like You," right?
Yeah, none like him.
None like him.
Yeah. And I have two themes I usually my music is based on. And I'm Christ-centered, so I don't write. My theme always leads back to Christ, Jesus Christ, and the freedom you get with him. But because of the platform that I work in, I see a lot of abuse, whether it's abuse that's going on with the baby or baby coming from abuse, or the mental emotional aspect of abuse, not always physical, but sometimes I have went in homes and women are getting abused, and it may take some time to unravel it, but so and freedom. And you will find that trace pathway through all my music. The music is to unveil to the person that there is hope, that someone does love them, and there's freedom. You don't have to stay chained down, locked down. And when you're locked down, you feel lonely. And you bottle that hurt. And that is what the enemy wants you to do, is stay in that lonely, hurt place. But that's not the truth. We know the truth. You got to come up out of there, and you got to claim your freedom and walk in it, right?
Oh, this is that is great. So this is so your music. Well, actually, before I go into this bit, so how long have you actually been doing music for? How long have you been a recording artist for? Is it as long as you've been uh um what's the word again? I find it pediatric therapist.
Songwriter. Oh,
Okay, that's
therapist. Okay. So no, I have not been writing, singing, singer, songwriter as long as I have been a therapist. I've been actually recording music since 2012. So I said 10 years, but I have grown in the process. It is a growth process as you meet people, as you have experiences, going in studios, going in workshops, actually me even playing, you gotta study. I mean, I got so much growth I need to do in that area. So it's been a process, but I would say around 10 years.
10 years. Wow, that's a long time as well in the music industry, because this industry, a lot of the time you kind of realize it really quickly, or you get deterred from it. So now, with doing day job and doing music, do they meet? Do you feel like you're one person in this world and another person, like an alter ego of yourself, or
Um,
are you that one person in both?
um, well, with music, it's an outlet for me to express what I see, um, me as a person, and they do kind of cross boundaries because you just can't take Christ and put him on and take him off. He comes with you. He got you. The Holy Spirit got you. So, but what I realized from my experience and the testimonies of others is that they see a light in me. Like babies seem to gravitate toward me. And people say they feel the comfort in me when I come into their home, like they can open up, and that they're not that way with other people. And this is, testimonies from others saying it to me. And, and I'm so grateful because that's what I want. And there's been times where all we did, I just let that person just come out and just cry or whatever they wanted to do, or just vent. And that was the session. But I feel like if that caretaker is healthier, then that baby will be too.
Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, no, that is really, really cool answer. I was saying that to my brother the other day, actually saying, it's a lot of the time you try and solve the problem, but actually the problem is with you. You need to solve your problem first. Then you have that capability to help others. Um,
Yes.
I, Working from in IT, you need to find the ground rules to be able to resolve the problem. Otherwise, yeah, you're just masking it. It never will go away. It's gonna come back again. So, no, absolutely great approach. I thank God for that.
Yes, yes. I'm telling you, you told them right.
Mm, mm,
You can give hope if you have hope.
mm,
You
mm,
can give love if you have love. So, and if you need, we all go through our periods where, we have to regroup, we have to renew our mind. And there's been times also where if you go in there, you just say a little prayer, you go in there, that even situation lifts you up,
mm, absolutely.
and that baby will just feel it where they just want to hug on me for the first 5-10 minutes. They're just hugging on me. And I'm like, you feel it? You giving me your love, you know?
That must be really, really rewarding.
Yeah.
I know it will have its own tough times, but the reward it kind of will overshadow it. You think, okay, finally, it's not all been rosy, but the outcome is been really worth it.
Yeah.
So, and I can just tell from kind of like your passion, and I could tell from the sort of person you are. Both things kind of really, really resound together. And you've been doing music for this while, and as a release, as an outlet to release and to spread the gospel to others, spread God's love. In your Well, actually, before we go too far, let me make sure we cover this bit because time is running on. So where can we make sure, so whether it's the music side or actually your outreach that you're doing, where can people go and make sure they find all the different things that you're doing? Where can we make sure we don't miss anything?
Okay. Love that question. So my website is Muriel, Muriel, musics with an S.com. And that's where you can find all my music that I've done over the years and some of my videos that's streaming in through there. And then I have a YouTube channel. And so if you see the streaming through there, you can get access to my YouTube channel and subscribe.
That is it. Perfect. You just done my job there. So make sure you go and find Muriel Music and subscribe. And I just going to go into my what I call my random question. So I usually, I like food, and I think food is very, very important, and there's lots of different type of dishes all over the world. So I've always think, I look at somebody, I think, I wonder what dish represents them. So for you as a, pediatric um, therapist, and also as a musician doing gospel music, what dish would represent you? What sort of, different, we're expecting different type of cocktails in there, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, what dish will represent you and why?
I love that question because I'm a foodie too, but sometimes foodie doesn't like me. But actually, peach cobbler, which is known for Georgia peaches. So, but peach cobbler, and don't forget the ice cream on top.
Okay, so tell us more about what peach cobbler is and the ice cream on the top. How does that relate to you?
Okay.
And and
So I'm gonna break it down for you. So you have to have really good peaches. So if you use Georgia peaches, then you are definitely going in the right direction. Okay. So my grandma used to have a farm. My family is from Tuskegee, Alabama. And so it's the country. My grandma had a farm right outside in the country on what they call county roads. And she has like, I would say 20 acres or so or more. And she had cows and chickens and corn. So one of the things she had was peaches. And when my cousins and I were down there, we had to help pick these peaches. We didn't appreciate as much as we do now. So you get the peaches, and she would cut them off, and then she would have water boiling, and then she would boil those peaches, and then she would put in the sugar and the flavoring and this, and grandma's love. and special touch, and it would thicken up, and then she'll make that crust, and then she would drop pieces of that to make the dough. It's so that when you got the peaches all together, you got so much more than what you thought. So she lay that pan out with the peaches and the cinnamon and vanilla and the sugar and the extra little dough balls through there, and then she roll out a homemade crust. Now this ain't no stuff that you find in the grocery store where it's pre-cut and got all them chemicals in it. No, this is rolls out homemade love from scratch with rolling pin, and and she would cover that, and then she stick that in the oven, and it's bubbling, and it's brown on top when it comes out. Oh, I'm getting excited now. Woo! And she wouldn't have to call us in, okay, from outside. We would be around the table waiting to have a piece of this. And then Grandma's really good. She said, okay, we have some ice cream on top. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. That is a very vivid description. I can almost taste it.
So appreciate your grandmothers.
Mm.
Appreciate your elders. Anybody who pour love in you, respect them and appreciate them, because they're not going to always be around.
That is a really, thank you very much for that answer. And we are kind of running short of time, but just quickly, if I could give you maybe about 30 seconds to just give us a little a cappella of your voice, just a sample of what a beautiful voice you have. That would be amazing.
Oh my goodness. So the song that None Like Him is the name of it. And that song came from a few years ago. It's None Like Him has been around a while, but a lot of people don't know that there's none like him. So this song was to enhance and empower that person who does know to share it with others. The one above all others, none like him. His word don't shake back forth, no, none like him. My Father, yes, Redeemer, none like him, none like him. He is Lord, he is Lord. He has risen from the dead, and he is Lord. Every knee shall bow, and every tongue confess Jesus Christ, none like him. My God, he never fails, oh, none like him. His word don't shake back forth, no, none like him. My Father, yes, Redeemer, none like him, none like him.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for that number. And on that note, that's a high finish. Thank you so much, Muriel, for coming on the show. It's been so amazing having you. And I'm sure we'll meet again But
I'm
until then,
sure
thank
we will. We
you so
must.
much.
I love just having this chat with you. This has been a blessing. You are a beautiful person. You radiate such love, such warmth, and such passion for what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So yeah, until we meet again, have a
Bye.
blessed one. Bye.
Power Ace Radio.